We are head up. And Stevens has got him in a world of trouble. King 8 versus 8-6. Flop down.
4,000.
And Matthews flopped the top pair. This one might be over in a hurry.
Yep, Rod's got no part of it. Matthews picked up the pot.
So Stevens with the little nibbler there.
I don't think Tony Cascarino wants to lose another hand. I don't think he can. I don't even know if he wants to let the blinds go through him again.
Yeah, Cascarino's got 3 hands before the blinds come around with only 20,000 in chips and 6,000 around to play. Might be down to 1, 2, or 3.
He's definitely got to look for a hand to take a stand with here.
Yeah.
McQuirk announced call with
Pass.
a pair of ducks. 4,000 around to the small blind.
Call.
Matthew Stevens says, I will peek.
Okay.
Sheringham, of course, with the option.
3
And
players.
with an ace-4, he prefers to wait.
Check.
A lot of royalty out there.
Check.
So straighten and flop.
10,000.
Check to John McQuirk, who's not shy. 10,000 with a pair of ducks.
Pass.
Gary, this guy can do anything.
Absolutely, it's got to be about as scary a
Pass.
flop for John McQuirk as you could possibly imagine, and he still wants to fire the 10,000 in there. The advantage of the strong right arm means you're just asking them if they fit any of it. It doesn't matter what you've got down below. So, yeah, very impressive, strong play. And he probably thinks he's stolen it off someone, but nope, he's
In fact,
he was
that
miles in front.
Yeah. So the horseman does not wobble. Straight as an arrow. Chips to the center and he takes the pot. That'll make you smile. McQuirk wins the pot but has to put the big blind in now, 4,000. And it's getting ever
Pass.
closer
Pass.
to Cascarino's doom. He's
Pass.
past this one. Only 20,000 in chips left. And we are around to the button where Matthew Stevens looks to play.
Raise to 8,000. Pass.
Sheringham says no with the Montana
Call.
Banana 9 deuce. But McQuirk's going to take a peek here. And we are head up for this flop.
2 players.
10 high.
10.
10,000.
And that's 10,000 into Matthew Stevens. McQuirk has, what, a pair of ducks.
Absolutely, and
Raise to 25,000.
Well, Stevens says, I've got more of that.
let's see how much you like this. I think he noticed he's let a few free cards go early on in the competition, and he's not letting any more go. He's managed to get rid of John.
Top pair for Matthew Stevens on the flop, and the raise takes the money down straight away. Stevens didn't want to let McQuirk catch up.
And I don't blame him.
Well sussed out. He didn't have much of a kicker. 10 was with a 7.
No, but I think he just decided John's been betting too much. He can't always have a hand, and he's decided to find out for certain if he's winning. Might have been able to get rid of him if John had gone all in, but he didn't really have a big enough hand to want to do that, and Matthew managed to pick up the pot.
All in, of course, when you stick all your
Pass.
chips into the center of the pot. And Tony Cascarino, that's about the only bet he's got left, but he's
Call.
decided to pass under
Pass.
the gun. Called by Rod Harrington,
Call.
though,
Call.
with an ace-3. And Sheringham is playing as well.
Thank you. 4 players.
We're 4-way in this pot. The racing man will be first to speak, but he's checked when the flop came down.
4,000. Call.
McQuirk with a pair of 3s, but not much else. It's been bet out here by Ed Giddens.
Raise to 15,000.
And that is a sturdy raise from Sheringham, who's got the 2 4s. Everybody's got a piece of this
Pass.
one, Gary.
Yeah, everyone's got a little bit of
Pass.
it, but no one really knows just how strong they are. I'm impressed with Teddy actually making the raise without having the top pair here. He's putting the pressure on, and the only person he really needed to get rid of, I think, was Ed. He wasn't sure whether he was beating Ed. He's now managed to find out for the 15,000, and he's just got Rob to get through.
It's 11,000. McCrearick folded his 2 threes. Ed Giddens folded his ducks. And Harrington wanted no part of it with his pair. Teddy Sheringham with a pair of 4s. Takes the money from 3 other players.
Without actually hitting the set, that was about as safe a flop as you can get for a pair of 4s with a deuce and a 3 on it. He must have loved it. So
amazing. 3 other players had a pair in the pot. None of them could beat 2 4s.
No, exactly.
But that was a raise that a lot of players wouldn't have the bottle to make anyway.
No,
Gary.
absolutely. He's showing that he actually knows the game here, Teddy. I've been very impressed with the way he played. The only person out there who's really flopped a big hand is with his set of 8s. But yeah, he's played real good.
Brad
Pass.
Harrington picks up a very good hand in first position
Call.
and has just called with the
Pass.
ace-queen. Sheringham creeping in. He's got a lower ace. It's been passed around now to the big blind where Tony Cascarino has 4,000 of his 20,000 chips in. If he gets a pair here, Gary, he may just
3
go
players.
for it.
Absolutely.
Check. Check.
3-way flop has
Check.
come down, and with a deuce 4, Cascarino says it couldn't get any worse, especially with that flop. Harrington's
5,000.
ace-queen has made a pair on the turn, and he says it's worth 5,000 to me. This pot could be over very quickly, unless Sheringham decides to have a stab at bluffing it.
Pass.
So Harrington not shy about making a bet when he's caught a pair.
Yeah, if the cards come, then obviously, you know, your confidence will grow, and I just need to bet at the right time, and perhaps it will come off.
And that pot will take him near even. It'll be his big blind now, 2 and 4,000. And Cascarino down to 16,000 in chips. Well, he's got about 5 hands before the blinds hit him again, Gary, but he may not be waiting that long. And what do you do if you're Tony Cascarino? What kind of cards are you looking for, Gary, in this stage?
At the moment, not a lot. Any pocket pair is going to be enough for him. Any half-decent ace is probably going to be enough for him as well. He really wants to be the first person into the pot, though. That's basically the be-all and the end-all when you've got a short stack. Just get your chips in there and try and make sure you can see if you can win it with just a bet.
Raise to 8,000.
Well, he won't get his chips in first this hand because Matthew Stevens from under the gun and with 2 9s has put a
Call.
very sturdy raise in there.
Pass. Pass.
6,000, I believe. It was 2 plus 4.
Call.
Excuse me, it was 8,000, and we
players.
are 3-way here. Harrington taking a piece of this one also, and not a bad flop for
Check.
2 9s.
Check.
And they've checked to Matthew
Check.
Stevens, but he says didn't want a part of it.
Check.
Harrington with the 2 6s.
8,000.
Turn has come down, and now
Raise to 16,000.
Stevens has bet 8,000 out. A raise announced from John McCrearick. What do you think of this raise?
Well, I think the check on the flop has basically given himself a bit of a headache now, Matthew. McCrearick thinks he's weak. He's took a chance at a re-raise.
Yeah, Harrington is outside, but McCrearick raised on the 2 8s, just under the
Check.
2 9s, and that didn't change anything. And the
Check.
question
Showdown,
is,
please.
can McCrearick take him off the pot? No, it's check, check,
Yeah,
showdown,
nines.
best hand wins. And Matthew Stevens a bit relieved there to see that his 9s were best. Guess he was worried about the jack.
Absolutely, but the way John's been playing it, he probably would have bet the flop with the jack. He's been making so much action. He couldn't see how the 8's going to have a upset Matthew, so
Okay.
he's managed to pull the pot down. Would have been a bit more curious if John had have had another bet on the river of a decent size to see whether Matthew wants to stick his chips in or not, but we didn't get to see it.
Yeah, we know that John McCrearick is capable of making the big bluff. Stevens did not want to have to pay one off.
Call. Pass. Pass. Or in-
Those are 2 sevens from Teddy.